But for now, we are solving for common size statement. Common size statement still on this company, Matrix Nigeria Limited. Now, common size statement. There's something I want us to really understand. You see, when we solved the previous questions, we solved for, statement of comprehensive income, the absolute and percentage change. Then we also solve for statement of financial position, the absolute and percentage change. That is what we solved for in those two previous questions that we've done. Now, for this common size statement now, we are also going to solve for statement of comprehensive income for this common size statement that we are doing now. We are going to do it for statement of comprehensive income and also statement of financial position. So what this means, it enables you to pick the figures from the question. So you will see the figures for the statement of comprehensive income in the question. So you pick it there. So for now to solve for this is we do 2015, 2014. Then another thing now you may want to ask, why is 2015 coming first? That is how this question was formulated. This question, that is how they formulate it. But in some cases, you see 2014 first before 2015. But whichever one, if you see 2014 first and 2015, you have to bring the figure of 2015 first, then minus it from the figure of first. So you know how to twist it. But this one is even easier, so it gives you straight way to continue your work. So now for the statement of comprehensive income, the sales revenue. For the sales revenue, we have for costs of sales. Then we have for gross profit. Then we have for operating expenses. I like calling it an operating system because I'm also a computer person. Operating expenses. And then profit before interest and tax. Profit before interest and tax. Then interest payable, just interest, because it's still the same figures we are using to work on this. The figures are not changed. Then profit before taxation. Profit before taxation. Then taxation. Then the final one, profit after tax. Profit after tax. So we start bringing in the figures. Then after bringing in the figures, I will let you know, I will show you how we arrive at this figure so that you don't get confused. So that you don't just look at it that I'm lifting figures from one book like that. No, it's not lifting. So I'm going to show you how we arrive at the figure. So here are the figures for this 73.2. As for this 26.8, then .8. Then for this 7.6, 7.6. Then for this 19, call for this 1.6, let's say 17.6. Here we have 5, and here we have 6. I'll also put the figure of this, and I will now do the workings here, how we got maybe 1 to 3 figure, then how we got 1 to 3 figure, then you can work for the rest. So 73.2, this one, then 26.8, 26.8. These two, they have 2015 and 2014, they have the same figure. All these figures, you can confirm them once I show you how we arrive at them. In case maybe there's any mistake, you can use your calculator to confirm the figures and get the accurate figures. But I believe they are all correct because I've worked on this before. So now the workings. How did we get this? How did we get this? And how did we get this? I'll work for these three alone. Then how did we get this? How did we get this? How did we get this? This 100, this is the sales revenue. So we are using the sales revenue to calculate all this. We are using the sales revenue for 2015 to calculate for this. We are using the sales revenue for 2014 to calculate for this. So how do we calculate for this? In 2015 now, this is the workings now. Let me just say workings, because in the exams, you need to have your workings somewhere. Maybe a particular place, but don't let it litter your work. I think, let me bring it here to be clearer here. Workings, for 2015. So now the revenue for 2015, how much the figure for the revenue? Can someone think about the figure? Just think about it. I think you should know it if you look at the question. So the revenue for 2015, the figure for 2015 is 5,000, which you know. So what do we do? Now, the revenue, if you look at your question, the revenue for 2015 is 5,000. The revenue for 2015 is 5,000. Why the revenue for 2014 is 4,550. So, is this revenue we use to work for cost of sales, gross profit, operating expenses, profit before interest for 2015 and 2014. So how? Now this is our working now. Now, cost of sales. How much is the figure for cost of sales for 2015? The figure for cost of sales for 2015 is 3660. Then you divide it by this 5,000, which is the revenue for 2015, times 100. It will give you 73.2. That is how we arrive at this figure. It's as simple as that. This thing is simple. The beauty of this video is that even if you are lying down before you go to bed, you can just on your phone watch this video and see how this thing how this calculation, how we arrive at these figures, and it will help you seriously to pass this exam, because I know to some viewers, this exam is very important for them, either to get a promotion or either to move into another realm of entrepreneurship or business, all of that. So this is very important. So this is how we've worked for this. Then let's work for this now. What is the figure for gross profit? You look at the question and tell me the figure. I know you I can't hear you, but just look at the question, and the figure for gross profit is 1,340. Then still all over the 5,000, which is the 2015 sales revenue, then times 100, it gives you 26.8. That is how we arrive at this figure. So I will work one more so that I can now work for 2014. So operating expenses. What's the figure for operating expenses? The figure for operating expenses is 380. 380, that is for 2015, all over 5,000 again, then times 100 times 100, it gives you the 7.6. Just punch your calculator, you will get it. That's how we got there. So I've worked for these three now, and I'll stop here. You work for the rest. So I want to work for these two, so that you understand. I work for these three also, then you work for the rest. Then we'll go to the last part of it, that is for the last part of it, which is statement of financial position. So we work the common size statement for financial position. So now workings, let me bring the workings for 2014 here. So the revenue for 2014, the sales revenue for 2014 is 4,550. So how did we arrive at this figure? We look at the revenue for cost of sales. How much is our cost of sales? If you look at it, our cost of sales is 3330. So 3330 all over 4,550 times 100 equals to 73.2. So that is how we arrive at 73.2. Don't tell me you don't know where we pick this figure from. This figure is cost of sales for 2014. Cost of sales for 2014, because we are working for cost of sales for 2014. Why this figure is the sales revenue for 2014. This very figure, sales revenue for 2014. Then times 100, it gives us the common size. That's the common size. So now let's work one more. I was thinking we can work for three, but we don't have the chance. So we don't have the time. We don't have the space. So let's work for one more. Then we are working for gross profit. What is the figure for gross profit in 2014? The figure for gross profit in 2014 is 1220. So 1220 all over 4,550 times 100 equals to 26.8. That is how we arrive at this figure. I want to break it down again. This figure is for gross profit 2014. Why this figure is still for the sales revenue? We'll continue to use the sales revenue to calculate for all. The sales revenue will continue to be under like this to calculate for all times 100. So this is for the gross profit. So we worked 2014 for cost of sales, gross profit. I'm to work for operating expenses, but the space is not there. But I can bring it here. So because I promise working for these three, then you go and punch your calculator and work for that, because in this exam, you need to punch your calculator. You need to really work. You don't need to just watch the video. You need to practice. You need to practice and practice. Attend classes. So let's work for the third one. So we are working for operating expenses. So how much is operating expenses for 2014? Operating expenses for 2014 is 400. So you bring it 400 all over 4,550 times 100 equals to 8.8. So that is how we got this 8.8. So this 400 is the figure for operating expenses in 2014, while this 4,550 is the figure for sales revenue in 2014. So that is how you continue to do it till you finish all of this. I think this is the remaining one. You need to work for this, 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 you need to work for this for 2014, and you need to work for this, 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 you need to work for this. So just follow the same format and work for that. So we now move to the last part, which is the common size statement for statement of financial position, still the same. That is the last part of it. We are done with this question, the last part of it. So also, one thing I want you to remember, the way and manner you really bring out your title for the exam, it matters a lot. The way and manner you captured your solution, the way and manner you bring down the title. So this common size statement is for the statement of financial position. So I can put it under like this: statement of financial position. You understand? It depends on how you want to capture it. In some workings, you see that there are no captions like this. People just go computation for common size statements and all of that, but it depends on how you want it. So now for that, we are now working for the asset now. So we have our 2015 here, then 2014 here. So this common size we are working here, I might not finish everything. I'll just work for few, then you continue like that. It's just the same process. It's just the same process. With what I've taught, you can, just, do this. But there's something I would like to show you here so that you understand. So what is our asset? So we'll go to the asset. Okay, so now, like I said, with what I've taught before, in the previous, the ones we just solved now, you can still work for this, but there's a twist in this one. I need to show you how to pick the figure that you use to work. In the other one we work for the common size, we use the sales revenue figure to work for it. Here now we are going to use the total assets figure to work for this very particular aspect for statement of financial position. Though we are still solving for common size statement, but we have statement of financial position. I've explained this before. So in statement of financial position, we have assets, non-current asset, we have current asset and all of that, which comprises of inventory, trade, receivable, short-term deposit, cash at hand, and all of that go here. So that is it. So now, this is our non-current asset. We have assets. We have property, plant, and equipment. Property, plant, and equipment. Then we have then current asset. We have under current asset, we have a inventories. Then we have a trade receivable. I think I will stop at this trade receivables. I will stop at this so that you will now work for the remaining one, or let me add one more: short-term deposit. Short-term deposit. Then you still have it down. If you look at the question, we still have a lot. Now you can see that in this very solution, we are working for total. We are using the total asset figure. We are using the total asset figure, which is we have to bring it down like this. The other one we use the sales revenue figure, and it was on top. So that is just the twist in this one. That is just the little changes in this one. So the total asset is at the bottom. So the other items, you need to add them. There's no much space to that. So, but once I solve for all of this, you should be able to add them and solve it. So now, what is the figure for property, plant, and equipment? I'll put the figure, then I'll let us know how the working, show us the working. The figure here is 43.8. Then for inventory 18.7, that is for inventory 18.7. Then for trade receivable 20.8. Then for short-term deposit 20.5, 2.5. This for 2015. Then let's just swap for 2014 and finish it off. Then for property, plant and equipment is 49.7. Then for inventory 18.9. Then 18.9. And for trade receivable 20.8, the same figure, 20.8. Then for short-term deposit, not deposits, short-term deposit, you have 1.4. In case you are confused, the other things that are left here, we have a cash at bank to be inserted here, cash at bank and in hand, and total current assets to be inserted here. So just two left. But we also need to work for equity, which is ordinary share of 1 naira retained earning. You also need to work for liability. After this one, you continue like that. So once you understand this, you can work for other one. But our subsequent videos, we might just address everything. But if you check your study pack, you will see how we arrive at the figure, and you see what is missing. You see the missing links. So now, how did we arrive at this figure? It's just the same thing. What is our total asset figure for 2015? So we are working for 2015 now. This working for it will be for 2015. I think we will only work for 2015, just like 2. Then you can work for maybe work 1 for just 2014. Then we end this video now. So for 2015, what is our total? The figure for our total asset. The figure for our total asset. The figure for our total asset is 3,950. 3,950. Let me confirm it very well. 3,950. Yes, 3,950. Check the question. When you check the question, you will see 3,950 for 2015. That is the figure. 3,950. Our total asset for 2015. So now we are working for property, plant and equipment. What is the figure for property, plant and equipment? How we need to get the figure and calculate it, how we arrive at this. So what is the figure for property, plant and equipment? The figure for 2015 is 1,730. So 1,730 all over 3,950 times 100. It gives you 43.8. Let me confirm it with my calculator, because it will look like I don't have calculator here. I don't want to do this because this is a video, but since I'm coming to the end of the video, I need to do this so that you see it. Now 1,730 divided by 3,950 times 100. Yes, it gives you 43.8. 43.8, yes. 43.8. Though what I have here is 43.79, so you can round it over to 8. What I have here 43.797. So once it's above 9, once it's above 5, or yes, above 4, you can round it up to make the figure, that 7 to be 8. So that is why we have 43.8. So that is it. Or let me explain it so that I work for another one, then we draw the curtain for this video. So this is your total assets figure for 2015. Check the question, you will see it. The total is highlighted in the question, is bold. You will know that this is it for 2015. Then this is your property, plant, and equipment figure for 2015. We are working for 2015. I want you to work for 2014. So let me work for 2014. I've worked for 2015, just property, plant, and equipment. So let me work for 2014, property, plant, and equipment. So 2014, let's say 2014, what is the total asset figure for 2014? The total asset figure for 2014 is 1820. 1820. Therefore, the property, plant, and equipment for 2014, what's the figure? Property, plant, and equipment. The 180 is the property, plant, and equipment figure. So the total asset is 3660. 3660. So 3660. So 1820 all over 3660 times 100, it gives you 49.7. So that's how. So this is your total asset figure for 2014. This figure is what you continue to use to calculate for this, but you go and locate the figure for inventory. So this figure now is for property, plant, and equipment for 2014. I hope you understand it. I don't know if I should come again. Let me do final explanation. We are rounding up this video now, but I want to do final explanation. In this very common size statement, which we are working for, statement of financial position of this company, Matrix Nigeria Limited, here you use the total asset figure. The total asset figure is given in the question. You see it in the question. And for 2015, the total asset figure for 2015 is this amount, 3950. Check your question, you will see is in bold, 3950. Now, the first one we are solving for, which is this, we'll pick the figure. The figure for 2015 for property, plant, and equipment is this, 1730. So 1730 all over 3950 times 100 gives us this figure. That's how we arrive at this figure. Then for 2014, because I promised to work for this and work for this. So for 2014, the total assets for 2014, the figure for total assets for 2014 is 3660. Then property, plant, and equipment figure for 2014 is 1820. So 1820 all over 3660 times 100 gives you this figure. That's how we arrive at this figure. Now to solve for the rest, like now inventory, to solve for inventory, you pick the figure for total asset again. This is the figure for total assets again. You pick it for 2015, you pick it here. Then look for the figure of inventory in the question. Bring it on top here. You times it with 100. Let me repeat again. The total asset figure remains the same. It should continue to be at the bottom, continue to be below. So when you are solving for the subsequent items here, like inventory, look for the figure for inventory in 2015, bring it at the top. You clean this one, bring the inventory there, then you times it 100, you get the figure. You see it here, you bring it here. It's 18.7. You solve like that for this, Continue. Then for 2014, the same thing. Look for the total asset, which is here. Then for inventory, look for the 2014 is there, is in both. You clean this one, bring it, and just like that. So this is the end of the part A of this question. We'll bring you part B in our subsequent video, but I really want you to subscribe to our channel. This video, there are a lot of people that sell their video, but we are not selling ours. We are giving it free to students, so we are not selling these videos. We are not selling these videos, so we bring it free for students. We are begging you, subscribe to our channel. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel. You will see our numbers on the screen. You call us, we can help you out. If there's any areas you are confused about this, give us a call or send us email. We will respond. And also like this video, share this video, then click the red button so that when we upload more video, you continue to get more video. I promise to bring you more video. The exam is coming up very soon, but you will get more video that will address every calculation. This is PT2, CITN PT2. We'll bring all the calculation videos and you will watch them from your phone, and I promise you, you will pass your exam. Thank you.